Yo, we got to talk about Jamaica. Land of sunshine, reggae, and some seriously messed up politics. Now, I know what you're thinking. Trevor, isn't it a bit much to blame a whole school system? And normally, I'd agree. But when it comes to Jamaica's leaders, there's a pattern we can't ignore. See, many of them went to these fancy Jesuit schools, places that preach about social justice and all that good stuff. But somewhere between graduation and government, something goes wrong. It's like they trade their conscience for a seat in Parliament. And that's the problem right there. We can't keep hoping these Jesuit-educated politicians will suddenly find their moral compass. We can't keep waiting for them to magically remember the values they were supposedly taught. We have to face facts, people. The system is rigged. And the only way to change it is to expose the corruption at its core. We're talking about a country with so much potential, so much talent, so much heart. But it's being held back by leaders who are more interested in lining their pockets than serving their people. Leaders who were literally educated in institutions that emphasize service to others. It's enough to make Bob Marley turn in his grave. So, yeah, this isn't just about some schools. It's about holding people accountable. It's about saying enough is enough. It's about demanding better for Jamaica and its people. Now, to understand the mess Jamaica's in, you've got to go back, way back. We're talking about centuries of colonialism, of exploitation, of straight-up brutality. The British Empire, they didn't exactly leave a legacy of good governance, you know. They plundered the island, enslaved its people, and treated it like their own personal piggy bank. And when they finally bounced, who did they leave in charge? A system designed to benefit the few at the expense of the many. Fast forward to today, and what do we see? The descendants of those same colonizers, chilling in their fancy houses, still calling the shots. Meanwhile, the vast majority of Jamaicans, descendants of the very people who built this nation, are struggling to get by. That's not a coincidence, my friends. That's the legacy of colonialism. And it's a legacy that's alive and well in the halls of Jamaican power. But here's the thing. Recognizing the problem is just the first step. We can't just sit here and complain about the past. We have to acknowledge that the fight for true equality in Jamaica is far from over. It's a fight that requires us to confront the ghosts of colonialism and dismantle the systems they left behind. It's about demanding justice for the generations who suffered and creating a future where everyone has a fair shot. We owe it to ourselves, to our children, to the memory of those who fought for freedom, to finish what they started. The journey may be long, but the destination is worth fighting for.
Look, it's not like we don't know what's going on. We see the corruption, the nepotism, the blatant disregard for the people's needs. But what are we supposed to do? The system is so entrenched, it feels like we're fighting a losing battle, but we can't give up. We can't just accept this as our reality. Every time we protest, every time we speak out, we're chipping away at the walls they've built around themselves. We're making it harder for them to ignore us. And yeah, it takes time, it takes persistence. But change doesn't happen overnight. We have to keep pushing, keep demanding better. Because if we don't, who will? If we don't fight for our future, who will? It's our responsibility to hold these leaders accountable, to make sure they remember who they are supposed to serve. And that starts with us. It starts with our voices, our actions, our unwavering determination to see a better Jamaica.
We all know the challenges we face. We've seen the injustices, felt the inequalities, and lived the hardships. But despite all that, we still stand strong. We still have hope. And that hope drives us to fight for a better future, not just for ourselves, but for the generations to come. It's not enough to just talk about change. We have to be the change. We have to step up, take action, and hold those in power accountable. We have to demand our rights, our dignity, our humanity, and we have to do it together, as a united front. This isn't just about us. It's about the legacy we leave behind. It's about creating a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, to succeed, to live with dignity and respect. And that starts with us, right here, right now. So let's stand together, let's fight together, and let's make the future we deserve a reality.
Human rights are not just a local issue. They are a global concern. Every violation, no matter where it happens, affects us all. We need to stand together, united, to ensure that everyone's rights are protected and respected.
Words have the power to inspire, to mobilize, and to bring about real change. When we speak out against injustice, we are not just making noise, we are wielding a powerful weapon for transformation. Let us use our voices to create a better, more just world for everyone.
Imagine a world where everyone, no matter their background, has equal opportunities and feels secure in their communities. This is not just a dream, but a vision we can achieve together.
Change doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and the collective voices of many. Brick by brick, voice by voice, we build a foundation for a better future.
We've talked long enough. The time for action is now. We must stand up, speak out, and work tirelessly to create the change we wish to see. When we unite, we are a force to be reckoned with.
Our strength lies in our unity and our shared commitment to justice.
Together, we can overcome any obstacle.
Our future depends on the actions we take today.
In solidarity, we find the power to make a global impact against the Jesuit money changers once and for all.
Together in collective security, all for one Negus and one Negus for all, with a universal human rights ambassador extraordinaire and plenipotentiary at large, we are unstoppable. Let's continue to fight for a world where equity and security are not just human rights ideals, but realities for all.